Hi everyone, today I'll be presenting to you on the genus Dictoyosphaeria. My name is Kevyn. So in my presentation, I'll be going over the taxonomic classification of the genus, the species in Hawaii, the characteristics of the genus, and some interesting anecdotal stories about its possible invasiveness in a native range. And so from algae base, you can see there's an empire eukaryotic kingdom Plantae, Chlorophyta, class Oophaceae, order Dictoyosphaeria, family Siphonoplidaceae, and genus Dictoyosphaeria. And there are currently 11 known species around the world that reside in temperate to tropical waters. And so there are only two species found in Hawaii, Dictoyosphaeria cavernosa and Dictoyosphaeria versluisii, and they're examples of each species on the bottom right and left. And so they generally look both the same, but the big differences between the two are that cavernosa are hollow on the inside and they form kind of, cavern-like growths, which is, how we got this species named cavernosa. Whereas versluisii is more solid and a darker grayish-green color, and it is also smaller. And so characteristics of this genus are that they are multicellular, multinucleate, and uniaxial. And one notable characteristic is that they go through endogenous segregative cell growth, which means that within the parent cell, the daughter cells divide, and as they get bigger, it kind of blows up like a balloon, as you can kind of see in this figure. So the entire circle is one parent cell, and then all of those darker spots in 14, 15, and 16 are the daughter cells kind of growing and forming. And then in 17, 18, and 19, you can see them expanding, and that's kind of how you get that bubble shape in the larger, more individuals with more cells. And it also goes through a sporic meiosis like this. And so I'm going to be talking about specifically Dictoyosphaeria cavernosa within the range of Kaneohe. So prior to 1977, sewage was directly input into the bay from the surrounding areas, and so that led to a high nutrient concentration within the bay. And since there's really not a lot of flow through the area, it just kind of all settled there, and it wasn't really, mixing with the open ocean at all. It just became a pool of nutrients and sewage. And so with all this excess nutrients, Dictoyosphaeria cavernosa was very readily able to absorb these nutrients and take over the area, as you can see in the picture on the right. And so a study I looked at by Stinton et al. Published in 2001 wanted to look at the amount of Dictoyosphaeria cavernosa that was present in 2000 compared to the amount of Dictoyosphaeria cavernosa present in the 1960s before the sewage stopping. And so the results found that in certain parts of the bay where water flow was more available, such as the north side of the bay that was closer to the mouth of the bay, the amount of Dictoyosphaeria cavernosa was greatly reduced, and they think that is due to the nutrient flushing in that area. And conversely, areas such as the south side of the bay, where it's very protected, where there is not very much water flow, the amounts of Dictoyosphaeria cavernosa was still very high. And so they think the reason that this species of Dictoyosphaeria was more successful than the other species, versluisii, was because of its anatomical characteristic to form those cup-like appendages where the nutrients could settle and they could save it for later absorption, whereas the other species is more of a round cushion and the nutrients would slide off and go disperse to other places. And these are my references.